Hi, it's Kerr9000 here, and I thought I'd just make a little video to talk about what's happening in the world of Nintendo at the moment. Obviously, recently there's been a Nintendo Direct, and I'll be talking about what was announced on that and giving my opinion. And then there's a few other little subjects I wanted to touch. If anyone wonders why the game in the background's not a Nintendo game, well, you've got the whole Nintendo YouTube, I'm sure you've heard of it, situation to thank for that. And I just thought it'd be better to have something moving in the background instead of static image. So here we go. Now recently, on the 8th of March, there was a Nintendo Direct. And it was quite a significant Direct. It was announced that Super Smash Bros. Is coming to the Switch. It was confirmed in the Direct and they showed the Squid Kids from Splatoon. I don't think they really made it that plain whether it's going to be a new Smash Bros, but the fact they called it Super Smash Bros, which is the name of the Wii U title, is a little bit concerning to me. Let's hope this isn't just a updated port with more characters. I'd personally like a story mode back to it. I didn't get the Wii U Smash or the 3DS Smash half as much as the Wii one. In fact, I like the Cube Smash, I like the Wii Smash. The N64 one's not developed enough for me. And yeah, I'm not that keen on the more modern ones. Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers was announced as coming to 3DS. It's another game in the Dylan's Rolling Western series. And apparently it lets you bring in your own character to play alongside Dylan. This kind of reminds me of the Sonic Forces thing, which, to be fair, I quite enjoyed Sonic Forces making your own character. Apparently the original Luigi's Mansion's getting remade for the 3DS. Now, I'm a big fan of the GameCube title. I don't think it was that long. Certainly Luigi's Mansion 2 was much longer, so I'm hoping that they add something to it. That, you know, they bulk it out a bit, a few extra areas or something. Or that it comes with a price that reflects that it's essentially an old game dusted down. It's not surprising because apparently they tested the original 3DS hardware with Luigi's Mansion, so really the surprise is it's taken this long. Dark Souls is coming. Dark Souls Remastered apparently hits the Switch on May the 25th, and there's going to be a Dark Souls amiibo. It was also announced that Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is coming to the Switch. Now, I was a big fan of the original Captain Toad. I like the fact that it released, I think it was $29.99 when it came out, which was a good price for what it was. And it was a good game. I'm getting a little bit sick of this let's just re-release the Wii U's catalogue on the Switch though. Yes, they have said there'll be some new levels based on Super Mario Odyssey, but let's see how many levels. And, you know, if we're getting into this, the engine was there, the game was finished. With the way that Nintendo consoles haven't really changed that much, I mean, let's admit it, the Wii was an updated GameCube. I just don't see how they couldn't have used the basic fundamentals of Captain Toad and just done Captain Toad 2. South Park The Fractured Butthole's coming to the Switch. I love this game. I completed it on the Xbox and enjoyed every single second of it. It's just a laugh a minute. But again, it's a port of a game that, yeah, if you only own a Switch, fair enough, this might fill your South Park itch. But if you're like a heavy gamer and you own lots of systems, if you have a PS4 or an Xbox One, you can grab this now. I was in the store today and it was second-hand £17 for the PS4. I'd much rather spend that on it. Splatoon 2's getting a bunch of new stuff. It's getting the Octo expansion. It'll be the first paid-for DLC for the game. It's a single-player mode that casts you as an Octoling named Agent 8. And apparently you have to go through 80 test facilities. And once you finish it, you can play as Octoling in the multiplayer. And apparently 2018 is the year of the Octoling. The American price given for the expansion has been $20. And Splatoon is also getting a 3.0 update late in April, which will introduce new outfits, new stages, and a new X rank. I'll cut through some of the other stuff fast, but we've got WarioWare Gold, which apparently features 300 micro games, which will hit the 3DS on August the 3rd. I love the WarioWare games, so more WarioWare is always going to be a good thing. And it's also good to see that stuff's still coming for the 3DS. It's a great little system, and I know people say the Switch is a handheld and a home console in one. But I'm sorry, I'm not taking my £280 handheld home console hybrid out. You know, I've got a second-hand 2DS I paid £40 for. I can take that out, I can throw it in the bottom of my bag. If it broke, not the biggest deal in the world. if I threw, even in padding, if I put my Switch in my bag and it broke, I'd probably be in tears. There's also Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story being remade for the 3DS, along with Bowser Jr.'s story, which they're both coming in 2019. There's a Kami HD. Well, it was already on the Wii. I played a lot of it. And yeah, that's starting to sort of hit bargain status for the Xbox One and PS4. So unless you've never owned another console, you're desperate. It's not exciting for me. There's a Switch game called Octopath Traveler. Undertale's coming to the Switch. Again, more stuff from other platforms. They're going to get a port of Crash Bandicoot's Insane Trilogy. Fair enough. Sushi Striker Way of Shishido is coming out. There's Little Nightmares coming. And Hyrule Warriors is coming to the Switch. Again, Hyrule Warriors. I know some people really love this game, but I've got problems with the fact it's a port again. And I also don't think it's a tremendous game. Yes, it's Zelda, and everybody seems to think that means you should love it. But it's a Dynasty Warriors game, which at their core are just shallow hack and slash games that, if they haven't got a title connected to them like Zelda, usually hit the bargain bin. And I'm suddenly supposed to be massively excited because Link's in it. But no, it just doesn't cut it for me. All in all, it wasn't a bad Direct. I can see why some people are really excited, but it just doesn't cut it for me. Okay, while I'm on the topic of Nintendo, a pretty cool thing was added to Google. Basically, on Google Maps, at one point they made it so you could be Pac-Man on the maps, which was pretty cool, but now it's been Mario's turn. To celebrate Mario Day, which March the 10th, because when you put MAR 10, basically looks like Mario. Well, to celebrate that, they've made it so that you can hit a button and turn your location icon into Mario. It's a little question block shaped button at the bottom right corner of the screen, and it's just a little pretty cool thing. You just see your little Mario rolling around the maps. Not going to change the world, but I have to admit, it's pretty fun. Apparently it's going to be up for about a week, so another 4 days. There's also recently been an update for ARM's launch. It basically came out of nowhere on the 7th of March, I think it was. And it brought some minor functionality changes and a bunch of small game fixes. It's called Update 5.20, and it's got a mode in it called Big Time Arms, which was a mode that was previously limited to play as a party crash mode, and it's now a playable option in regular local multiplayer versus battles. And what it means is that by pressing Y, you can swap out your arms for giant oversized novelty versions of the same weapons. It's not supported in online play, but it is available for local matches. The main gameplay tweak is an update which fixes an issue to do with fighters having super armor not having their arms disabled by electricity. And there's a small number of small balance changes. And apparently all of the new characters and stages updates, they're all finished. There won't be any more, so it's nice to see that Nintendo are at least doing little bits of tweaking and things. Nintendo aren't the only ones doing a bit of tweaking though. There's been a Breath of the Wild mod made, which allows you to play as Linkle. It's created by a modder called Leonard Killer, who goes by Dario Roli on YouTube. Basically, it reskins the hero, Link, and makes him Linkle, the crossbow-wielding shepherd first introduced to us in the Hyrule Warriors game. The character doesn't just look different though, there's been added facial animations, some light voice acting, and, watching footage of it, it looks pretty cool to see somebody other than Link in the game. She gets to bash monsters with her crossbow, in addition to using the usual swords, and it's pretty cool. Apparently the mod's complete and it won't be getting any more updates. Obviously you can't play it on the Switch itself or anything, but it runs on the Cemu Wii U emulator. Really, it's one of these things where I think, as cool as it is, Nintendo should really reach out to people like this. Sell this as an add-on. Somebody would buy it for $5. You can chuck the guy a bit of the profits. People get some new add-on, bit more publicity for the machine. This is where Nintendo, I always find them a bit behind the times. They seem to fight people that are that love their software and love them. The monetization of YouTube stuff where they're taking money off people doing Let's Plays and stuff. They're quite a backwards company, even though I do love them. And I'm not just calling them backwards because of this. There's obviously the stuff where even if you're an adult, you still have to have friend codes. And just this sort of resistance to a lot of new things. They don't quite embrace things that other companies get on board with. I mean, I personally don't think it would kill us to have some form of Nintendo achievement point, trophy, sort of system.